One thing that's common amongst chosen individuals is their inability to blend in, their inability to fit in. If you consider yourself chosen, then chances are you have struggled to fit in. You have found yourself as an outsider everywhere you go. As a kid, you struggled to fit in with the other kids. As an adult, you struggled. In school, you struggled. At the job, you struggled. In your neighborhood, you struggled. You've always found yourself struggling to fit in. And it's not by coincidence, okay? You are not designed to fit in, okay? By design, you are to stand out, okay? You were born to lead. You are a natural leader. And this is the reason why you don't fit in. You don't have that sheep mentality, all right? This is why you struggle to fit in, because your operating system is essentially different from others around you, okay? And this is why you struggle to fit in. You don't see things the same way as them. Your ideologies are different. Your opinions are different. A lot of things about you are essentially different. In this video, we're talking about the chosen one being an outsider all along. But before we get into it, I would like to take a moment to say hello and welcome to everyone. If you're new here, I go by the name Inspired Seeker, and on this channel we discuss spirituality, personal development, and narcissism. So if any of that appeals to you, then by all means join us, and I promise you will not regret that decision. Also, I want to take a moment to welcome all of our newest subscribers. If you're new here, welcome. If there's anything you would like for me to cover, simply drop it in the comment section of our latest video, or you can send it to me in an email. My email is in the channel description, and I'll do my best to address it for you. Welcome, and thank you all for your endless support. Now let's get into the video. Chosen one, you've been an outsider all along. Okay, now I'd like to start by saying that as a chosen one, you have found yourself questioning who you are at some point in your life, okay? You have found yourself questioning why are you so different at some point in your life, okay? You have found yourself at odds with a good majority of the people around you. You've struggled to fit in. No matter how much you try to blend in with folks, you always seem to stand out. You always seem to stick out like a sore thumb. And this is because, like I said earlier, you by design are not supposed to fit in. You by design is supposed to stand out. You are a natural leader. You're supposed to lead. And this is why you struggle to fit in with folks. They say birds of the same feather flock together, right? The reason why you're struggling to fit in with folks is because you're not like them, okay? You are different. You're supposed to be different. You're supposed to stand out, okay? If you were the same as them, if you were the same as folks, then you would blend right in with them, all right? Just like how that saying goes, birds of the same feather flock together. You're struggling to fit in because you're essentially not cut from the same cloth. You are essentially cut from a different cloth. That's why you're struggling to fit in. And I want to go over a few things that will help you understand who you are much better, okay? Chances are, as a child, guys, as a chosen one growing up, you struggled within your own family dynamic, okay? You struggled within your own family in the sense that you were treated differently, okay? You were never treated the same as your siblings, okay? Your siblings probably received better treatment from your parents than you did. You were possibly the black sheep of your family, and so you did not receive fair and equal treatment from your parents, from your siblings, or from your family members. Okay, there were instances where, while everybody is allowed to play and have fun, you were told to hang back and take care of something else. Okay, while everybody was having fun, enjoying themselves, you were separated. You were in a corner somewhere, dealing with something, doing your own little thing in your own little corner somewhere. Okay, you were not treated the same. You were not invited to some functions. You were not included in certain activities. You were not invited to certain occasions. Okay, and this is because you are the different one, guys. Some of your family members probably didn't want to be around you or didn't want to include you in their activities because they felt like you would embarrass them or something like that. Guys, this is a sign that you've been an outsider all along. Okay, this is why you don't look nothing like your family. You don't act nothing like your family. You don't believe in the same things that they believe in. This is exactly why, guys. The second thing that will show you that you've been an outsider all along is that there's a very high probability that you left the religious system at a very young age. Now, I'll use myself as an example. I left the religious system way before I became a teenager. Okay, I left at a very young age when I discovered that I had more and more questions and my questions weren't being answered, as well as certain activities that I witnessed within the religious system. That led me to make a decision not to be a part of that system at all. Okay, now I'm not saying I don't believe in God or that I became a satanist or any of that, right? I simply just left organized religion. I still believed in God and I still did my best to obey the commandments. So chances are, guys, you left the religious system at a very, very young age. Okay, and most of us come from a religious background. You probably came from a family of Catholic, a family of Christians, a family of Islam, a family that's deeply rooted in religion, but for one reason or another, you decided to check out. You decided not to follow the same path as your other family members, and so you checked out the religious system at a young age. If this is you, share your thoughts and your experiences in the comment section. I know I was one. I left the religious system a long time ago, although I still read the Bible. Okay, my family was Christian. I still read the Bible. I read other religious texts. I prayed and all of that. I fasted and all of that good stuff. I just did not participate in organized religion. The third sign is that you did not quite fit within the educational system. And by this, I mean you were more intelligent, okay? You probably skipped some grades. They probably jumped you a few times because you were more intelligent than your classmates, essentially, right? Your intelligence were way above them. You could articulate yourselves. You essentially posed a lot of questions for your teachers. You were very curious. You just wasn't like a regular student. You didn't belong in the grades you found yourself in, essentially, okay? I know for me, it happened to me a few times, okay? I was jumped a few times. I jumped a few grades, okay? So that's the third thing, guys. You found yourself out of place within the educational system. The things you were learning compared to your intelligence level, you felt out of place. You felt like you did not belong. And you probably asked your teach us a ton of questions. You were a curious individual. You asked your teachers a ton of questions, and sometimes your teachers probably even got upset with you because you're too curious and you asked too many questions. And you found yourself probably being jumped. You found yourself in a class with students that were way older than you. Okay, I know I found myself in a class with students that were at least about 3 years or more older than me. Okay, so if this is you, then this is another sign, guys, that you've been an outsider all along. And as we know, chosen ones are very intelligent individuals. Okay, their intelligence is usually out of this world. The next sign that you've been an outsider all along is that you struggle to fit in the workplace. Okay, you struggle to fit in the workplace. And this, guys, chances are, with all this intelligence that I'm speaking of, you've been encouraged to go to school and earn a degree and earn all these qualifications. And so you've done that, right? You've done all the good stuff. And then afterwards, you secured yourself a career, right? But here now, you don't fit, okay? You don't feel aligned with that career. At some point, you were very into that field of study, and then suddenly you start finding yourself not aligned with that career anymore. You go to work, you don't feel like you could fit in the workplace. Things just aren't matching up for you, okay? This is because as a chosen one, guys, you're supposed to use your gifts and your talents and your abilities to help others, to help the world, and in so doing, you will earn for yourself that way. You're not supposed to work in no job. You're not supposed to work in no career. You're not supposed to work in no cubicle, guys, okay? With all this intelligence that you have, this higher level of knowledge, the wisdom, and this higher level of intelligence that you have, you are supposed to use your talents and your gifts to benefit the world, to serve the world in a special way, okay? And you're not going to be able to do that when you're stuck in a career. You're not going to be able to do that when you're stuck in a 9 to 5. You're not going to be able to do that when you're stuck in a cubicle, okay? And so this is why you don't fit, okay? You might have tried to deal with it, okay? Try to hold on for a period of time, okay? You say, okay, let me do it for this many years, and then I'm gonna do it for this long, and then I'm gonna let it go, or I'm gonna find myself or see where I belong, right? Chances are you have found yourself saying one of these things to yourself. Oh, this is so not me, right? You don't feel right being there. You don't feel like your gifts and your talents are being put to use. You don't feel like your efforts are contributing to the world the way it's supposed to. You're finding yourself in a career or in a job that's geared towards money, okay? That's geared towards making money and not really focused on the service you're supposed to provide to people, okay? And this bothers you that certain decisions are made with money in mind rather than the service that you're supposed to provide to the people, okay? And so you'll find yourself at a conflict because you are seeing that these corporations or these careers that you find yourself in are not in alignment with your beliefs. They're not in alignment with who you truly are deep down. And so you're struggling to fit, and you've probably found yourself saying, I'm going to do this for a few years and then I'm going to quit, or I'm going to do this while I find myself, or I'm going to do this while I find my way. Chances are you find yourself, guys, questioning, what are you doing? Okay. And so that's another sign that you've been an outsider all along. And this is because, guys, you're supposed to use your gifts and your talents, as I mentioned earlier, your gifts, your talents, and your abilities to benefit the world in a special way, okay? And the last one is that you didn't fit in most of the communities you found yourself living in, okay? Since your childhood, guys, okay? If you look back, you could see that you didn't quite fit in most of the environments that you lived, okay? Also, you could look back on your life and confirm that you've probably moved around quite a bit throughout your life, okay? You have not spent your life in one place. You've probably moved around quite a bit. But the thing is, everywhere you move to, everywhere you go to, everywhere that you transition to, you find yourself at odds. You find yourself struggling to fit there. You find yourself not being able to fit there, okay? And so this is another battle that chosen ones experience, struggling to find ourselves and find our way in this world, okay? You're not gonna fit, and you're gonna struggle in most of the areas that you go, okay? So as a chosen one, guys, you have struggled to fit into the world, okay? You have struggled to fit, and it started at home within your family unit. You struggled to fit in with your siblings. You struggled to be the same as your siblings, and you probably found yourself at odds and asking, why are you so different, right? Why am I so different? Why don't they love me like I love them, okay? And so you find yourself asking these types of questions, and from there you find yourself struggling to fit in the educational system. As you venture out to get your education, you find yourself struggling there. In the workforce, you find yourself struggling there. Within the community, you find yourself struggling there. You find yourself struggling to fit in the religious system, so you probably abandoned the religious system a long time ago, okay? So chosen ones, all of this is happening because you're an outsider, okay? You are not designed to fit in. You are designed to lead. You are designed to blaze a new path. You are designed to illuminate the path for others to follow along in your footsteps, okay? So if you are a chosen one, then chances are you have struggled to fit in, okay? This is because you're not designed to fit in, all right? You are an outsider. Embrace and embody your outsider nature and begin to walk the path you're designed to walk on. And as you do this, you will encourage other chosen ones to do the same. You will encourage other chosen ones to not be fearful, to step out and walk in their authenticity. All right. So I hope I made it clear enough, guys. If you identify as a chosen one, a light worker, a star seed, any of that, guys, then take a moment to share your thoughts and your experiences in the comment section. Also, share these messages with your loved ones. If you're new here and you found value in this, then stick around, because there should be another video or another playlist popping up around my head here. Stick around and get more information on the awakening journey. Get more information on narcissism. Other than that, I'll leave this here, guys. Until next time, peace, love, and more life.